Hey, Brennan here again, talking about my favorite albums from the year 2007. Let's jump right in and talk about my most favorite album from 2007, which is Colors by Between the Buried and Me. It's a progressive metal masterpiece. This is when Between the Buried and Me basically achieved god-level musicianship that they didn't quite reach on their previous albums. This one's probably in my top 3 albums of all time at the moment. I love how it starts with this soft piano, a Foam-Born A, the backtrack. I love how the album ends with Viridian, the instrumental track, soft instrumental leading into the 14-minute epic closer of White Walls. And I love everything in between. Second favorite of 2007 is Systematic Chaos by Dream Theater. It's another strong progressive metal album by Dream Theater. They were releasing banger after banger during the 2000s. And my third favorite album of 2007 is Paradise Lost by Symphony X. It's another great progressive metal classic. This is my favorite Symphony X album. It's got an excellent opening instrumental, Oculus Ex Inferni, great orchestration that sounds like film music. My favorite track from the album is Eve of Seduction. And now let's jump into some honorable mentions. Avenged Sevenfold with their self-titled album. It's an amazing heavy metal album. It's the last album to feature the Rev on drums before he passed away. His drum playing is amazing as always. The guitar playing is amazing as always. It contains my favorite Avenged Sevenfold song, Little Piece of Heaven, which sounds like an evil metal Broadway musical song or something like that. Another honorable mention is Ire Works by the Dillinger Escape Plan. It's my favorite mathcore album of all time, my favorite Dillinger Escape Plan album. Yeah, it's just really great chaotic adventure with lots of heavy parts, but even a few kind of electronic songs and even a couple moments of softness, which is a much needed break after their kind of relentless brutality in some of the songs. Another honorable mention is the Alchemy Index Volumes 1 and 2, which is Fire and Water, Thrice by Thrice. They were doing some interesting, more experimental post-hardcore music around this time, and they made this Alchemy Index with 4 volumes that represented the elements, and in 2007 they released volumes 1 and 2, which is Fire and Water, as an album, and then in the next year, 2008, they released volumes 3 and 4, Air and Earth. Yeah, they're all great stuff. And last honorable mention is Elementary by The End. It's a very underrated, not very well known as far as I know. I haven't heard too many people talking about it or knowing about it. This was the End's last album. As far as I know, they have disbanded and haven't made anything since this. I think it's their third album. It's their only one in this style. Their first 2 are very mathcore, sounding more like the Dillinger Escape Plan, but this one is more metalcore with more melody and clean singing, but still some screaming as well. Yeah, it's a Canadian metalcore classic. I saw them live this year in 2007, and it was an excellent show. So those were all my main favorites from 2007. Even at the time in 2007, all the ones I mentioned, those were also my favorites at the time, except for Dream Theater, which I only discovered a couple of years after 2007. But everything else I mentioned was what I was spinning in 2007. Did I miss anything awesome that you would suggest? Let me know. And I'll talk to you next time when we talk about 2008.